So it's not technically live yet until it published.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Good.
Yep.
Yo, what is going on? This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you live and direct. Episode number 124 of the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts podcast, the DMST boys. Welcome back to the show this week. Thank y'all for tuning in, everybody that will be plugging in on this YouTube, and everybody that will be joining in throughout the week on our SoundCloud, on our Apple Podcasts, on our Stitcher, on our TuneIn Radio app, however you get your podcast. We thank y'all for tuning in and rocking out with us today. Playboy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. Playboy the DJ, Playboy DADJ. I'm feeling all right, man. I'm pretty cool. Ready to get it in as usual, man. Let's get it.
All right. Dev, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Feeling awesome. Real chill weekend. Feeling good, man. Ready to go.
Okay. All right. Man, I feel like that was really, really short this week. this is our bye week intro. It's like nothing been going on. Honestly, I didn't watch a lot of football today. Oh, you want the back one? I got it.
That's cool.
I'll grab it in a second. We'll get it in a second.
Okay.
This is easier for me to get out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's easier for me to go. I feel like like I said, we didn't watch a lot of football. At least I didn't. I don't know how much y'all still watch today.
I watched a little bit. I had some other stuff going on. I'm working on some writing stuff. Oh no, the one in the kitchen, out the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like hovering over his head and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I was intending on moving it.
It was like this. It was like this.
That's on me. I was intending on moving it before we started the show.
Cool,
Go
man.
ahead.
I would have probably looked at them shits and be like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I watched some games, man. I watched some ball today. I didn't watch too much. You know what I mean? But yeah. Brown's not playing. I got a chance to kind of regroup.
Yeah.
So.
What we got? 6 games left.
6 games.
All right.
6-0, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Let's not get in there right now.
I'm hoping though.
6-0, baby.
No, I'm hoping for it though. You know what's funny? It's like I saw the article today. Did you? I know you saw it, the Condoleezza Rice thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking. When I first saw it, I'm like, no, this shit can't be true. And it turns out, I guess it's a touch of validity to it. I don't know, man.
I think they're gonna reach out to her to use her
front office,
to use her knowledge, because she is on the college football. She was on the college football committee to pick the people to go to the playoffs. So she has football knowledge, but I don't think Condoleezza Rice is going to be our head coach.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You know that, but
they be trying to play us and shit, but it's cool.
Yeah, that's what I hated about the story. See, that's my problem with the Browns. That story shouldn't even have got out technically, because it's just another reason for people to talk about you and ridicule you for no reason. That's the part I don't be liking. But anyway.
Really,
What's up, Veronica?
Really, nigga. Condoleezza Rice.
Condoleezza.
The head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
I was
nothing against women.
That's the thing. People were talking about it like it was such a strong possibility. Like it's never ever going to happen.
Let me tell you something. I was watching NFL Live this morning. Kind of in and out. Like I was doing some other stuff, but I'm watching it because the Browns ain't playing, so I'm not keenly focused. And it breaking news hit, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Did Tom Brady get hurt?" Like, yeah. It said Browns considering Condoleezza Rice as head coach. I said, "Nigga, what?"
They hacked the system, nigga.
Then Adam Schefter. It wasn't because at first I'm like, "This is some bullshit." Then Adam Schefter was like,
"That's the first
yes,
thing I said,
the Browns." Yeah. And I'm like, "Hold the fuck up now."
They did that same shit they did to Ryan Burgundy, nigga.
Yeah. That's the first thing I saw. When it was Shefty, I said, all right, that has some truth to it.
Yeah, I'm like, this shit got some validity to it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get over that. But people was flipping out for no reason. Like, it's not going to happen. People breathe. And again, it's nothing against a woman or anything like that. It's just that before that ever happens, we won't see it in our lifetime that somebody's a head coach like that. But they're going to have to get to a point that they're actually coaching on different levels to work their way up to that point. So that's all that's up. So for people to overreact the way they did earlier, that was just pointless to me. Anyway, Playboy, how was your week?
It was cool, man.
I hate that I can't comment on here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nothing major, man. Nothing major at all. Just regular stuff. I am looking forward to this 3-day week coming up. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, what's up?
I ain't seen one of those. Now I don't know how long.
See, that's the thing. I don't even have a 3-day week. I'm not even gonna take Friday off because I'm working from home on Friday, and it's like it's pointless for me to waste PTO technically when I'm pretty much gonna be at home anyway. But I don't know.
They don't give y'all the Friday after Thanksgiving off?
No.
What kind
Not working for the hospital, no, man. And then
slave
on top of that,
digest that shit and come back in at 8 o'clock.
and on top of that, it's like the PTO is out of. I mean, we don't even get it off off. It's coming out of our PTO anyway. So every holiday is 8 hours anyway. So I usually take off time right at the end of the year, in between Christmas and New Year's. I always take at least a good week and a half to 2 weeks off.
Okay.
You know,
Jerry said you hustling the system, nigga.
Yeah, it is hustling.
Oh, I should have said
it's a good hustle. It's a good hustle. It's a good hustle.
I mean, but why would I take the day off though? Yeah. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
So I'm sorry, Dev. How was your week?
Man, you know, I always got the stories, man. I had a good week, man. Couple things this week, man. So I want to get into this. I'm gonna start here though, man. Mm-hmm. So. When you have kids, you think about that day, when maybe your daughter gonna bring home a boy.
You saw me look over like, where is this go?
Let's say she got a boyfriend. When you're like 8-year-old or something, say, little Jeffrey, that's my boyfriend. Your whole world stop or whatever, because she becoming a little lady. I thought I had a couple more years with my 4-year-old. It wasn't that. Yeah. It wasn't, she ain't got no boyfriend or nothing. But you know what? Given this convo, maybe she. Anyway. So we had to make these feathers for Thanksgiving for her preschool. So we made them. Mm-hmm. So she took it to school, whatever. She had, they put them up on the wall. So I pick her up. I'm like, how, what they say about your feather? It was like a piece of paper we had to cut out. She was like, my teachers loved it. She was like, but I'm not gonna say her name. She's like, but my friend, she said she didn't like my feather. And I'm like, it was just, I've never heard my 4-year-old even had rationalized life like that. And I'm like, what? She said she didn't like it. She was like, I don't know why she didn't like it, but on Monday, when I go back to school, I'm going to tell her that was rude. I said, oh, shit.
Right.
It's starting already. A 4-year-old is about to love and hip hop her way through preschool already. My 4-year-old got to.
They're gonna do that shit. They're gonna do this the same way they did that Biggie video with Puppy. They was little.
Yeah, when they was little. They gonna at the milk and snack with the milk. They gonna sit down at the table by themselves, and she gonna have a conversation with her little friend about why she didn't like her leaf.
Right.
Or feather for Thanksgiving, man. But it threw me off because I wasn't anticipating having to talk my 4-year-old off of, and you can't really talk a 4-year-old off the ledge of having a convo.
Right.
Because I was trying to tell her it's okay, other people like this, but this her best friend though.
Right.
She but my best friend didn't like my feather, and I feel some kind of way.
Right.
So it just. I've lost my 4-year-old, man. She's no longer with my little baby no more. She's a little woman in the making, man. Right. What is it inside of y'all that I'm about to get killed? What is it inside of y'all that wants to be?
Tread lightly.
You know what I'm saying? I love her every day. We play. We sing songs before she goes to bed. I mean, she's a 4-year-old of all 4-year-olds. It's just something burning in her soul that if her best friend don't like her feather, she got to have a conversation with her. They can't even have a full-fledged conversation at 4.
Right.
I wish I could record this convo. But anyway, that level of whatever happened, this week. Number 2, last thing. I'm kind of unorthodox nigga. I don't mind, whatever. Yeah. People talk shit about me. I'm unorthodox. So, I was dreading, everybody dreads going shopping for Thanksgiving. I do the cooking,
Right.
Shout out to me, because, women swear
women
swear we don't do shit. Niggas ain't shit. I do all the Thanksgiving cooking. Anyway. So, anybody I dread going to the grocery store.
That's why we used to talk about the delivery and shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting there. It's 12:30, and I was watching something. I think I was watching the end of the game or something the other day on Thursday. I was watching, NBA, NBA on TNT. And I'm like, why don't I had to write some shit. I'm like, when I'm finished, why don't I just go to the store? So I ended up going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving at 2:45 in the morning. It was me, the nigga who buffed the floors, and some other lady who looked like she just got off work. That was it. I did all my shopping. I got all the stuffing. All I need to get is a turkey and greens because I'm not going to get that till Tuesday. But I got everything. It was nobody in the store. I didn't have to fight nobody. It was beautiful. I got everything.
That is the best time to go in the store. But I need to put this out there real quick too. I need a plate on Thursday. Ain't nobody invited me nowhere yet for Thanksgiving.
I mean,
we were just talking about it before.
You want to come through? We eating like 3. You know what I'm saying? I got the turkey going. I got the mac and cheese going. I got the greens. I got the yams. Got the cornbread. Got the stuff.
Doing it all.
It's going.
You cooking?
I'm cooking. And I got a cheesecake and a sweet potato pie going. You know what I mean?
I see the brother tonight. What's up, brother tonight? MTV, what up, man?
Yeah. So I guess I'll do my week. My week was pretty cool, man. Again, I always say nothing crazy, nothing outrageous, and when it's that kind of a week, it's a good week, you know. So,
yeah.
So I got no crazy stories to tell. I got O State gear on today because even though they were lucky as shit to win yesterday, it is the week of Ohio State versus that team up north.
You know we gonna be on Saturday,
and as we've done the past 2 years, we will be. Just hosting a watch party. This one will be here in Cleveland. It's the first time we're doing it in Cleveland because 2 years ago we did it in Columbus, and then last year we was in Detroit. So this is the first time we're doing it in Cleveland. So we're going to be at Chicago Chicken and Waffles. We got a separate room at Chicago Chicken and Waffles starting at 12 o'clock, but I'll probably get down there about 11:30ish or so. So anybody that's out there that wants to pull up, it's an open invitation to pull up. Come have some food with us. Come break bread with us. You know, come laugh and joke. What did we say before the show, Playboy? What did you tell me?
That was some Hugh Jackson shit.
I can't remember.
Hugh Jackson used to do that to the Brown real quick. Hugh Jackson bum ass. He did it one time. They was live in the locker room, and he was like, "What did I tell y'all before the game?" And niggas was like,
"Huh?"
He was like, "I said push," and the niggas was like, "Oh yeah, I guess you said push."
Are you referring to
about the game?
It's who we playing?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
This is the first time. That I'm. It's really not working for me.
I was talking
like I don't know what's gonna happen with this.
Yeah. Can I say this real quick?
My team, nonetheless.
Can I say this real quick? Because shout out to I'm a ridiculous football fan. Mo is too. But you got some people who maybe they went to Ohio State or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Public service announcement to anybody that went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State is like the chick in the hood that everybody didn't hit.
Oh, God.
You can't claim Ohio State as your own.
Right.
You can't be like, yeah, that's my girl, nigga Joan Quisha. That's my girl now because I hit. Everybody hit. Ohio State belongs to anybody from the 513-216-614-937-330-4. It belongs to us.
What you're saying is like the people that went to the school hate when
they be like, "Oh, State," like they don't exactly do OHIO. Nigga.
I don't agree with that, but I have had people question me. Like why I like them so much.
Because we from Ohio.
I didn't go to the school, and I'm like, because I'm from Ohio. That's who you root for.
You can't claim the hood smut as your girlfriend, nigga. Y'all don't go with O State. She go with all of us, nigga.
No, we're not playing in Ohio State. That's not what we're doing. Not at all. It's because we're a huge fan. So I'm probably the biggest fan of the three of us up here.
I'm not slandering it.
That's why Saturday is going to be a nervous day for me when I'm sitting out there. Because, like, if BJ out there and he gets to talking to little niggas, they got a little mouthy last year because they was winning. Early in the game, they was up and stuff. So, and I was sitting there with the face on, but hey, it is what it is, man. It's going to be a good game.
Look, usually when I make a prediction, it usually come true.
Mm-hmm.
So, keeping with tradition, I'm going to say O State going to take it. Only reason I'm going to say they're going to take it is because they're at home. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the environment.
It's in Columbus, yeah.
But I will say this. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be easy.
Nah.
And we have
not with that.
I don't want to speak nothing bad because I don't want to look a certain type of way with other people that's going. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we gonna take the victory. Yeah. We lose. But I will say this: everybody in the feed, more than welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing people.
We want the whole city to
come on down and chill out.
Chicago Chicken and Waffles Saturday 12.
And I know Chicago Chicken and Waffles is a very nice, classy, black-owned spot. It's dope as fuck in downtown Cleveland. It's nice as shit.
So we talk about supporting black business or whatever.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity. Because DMST is surely doing that.
Exactly. Real shit. And I said that because you have some people who've been like Ohio State fans, since like 06. This is what I'm used to. Usually from me growing up, from my early origins, it's kind of like why I'm a Browns fan. is because when I could first remember watching football, we was in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Like that's
every year.
That's my first thought of it. Ohio State, we couldn't beat them niggas in the 90s.
Whole 90s.
We was getting our ass whooped.
You're right.
Whole 90s.
Chucky Woodson, all them niggas, they was busting our ass.
Real quick before we move on, do you know what I thought about yesterday as that running back from Maryland kept running up and down the field on us the whole time?
To be Batuka, man.
With 95.
First of all, I need McFarland in a Browns uniform immediately. I don't know if it was that defense or if he that good, but he looked like the best player on the field.
Right.
Haskins was number 2. We couldn't stop him.
No, that kid. Every time he thought he got the ball, he was gone. So it's gonna be fun on Saturday. Whoever can pull up, just pull up. We just again, we just did an open door. Usually we talk it up real big on Twitter, and there's a lot of back and forth going on with our Detroit people and things like that. We didn't have any of that this year, but as a whole, it's still gonna happen. We'll still be there. The room is paid for. All y'all got to do is show up and just come.
Bring your ass.
Yeah, bring your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Let's do an update real quick on something that happened on one of our past shows.
Oh shit! Yeah.
For the people who tune into us regularly, y'all know that I guess about a month ago we had a topic on the show where it was a GoFundMe thing that had happened where supposedly it was a homeless man.
Pickup truck.
I'm not laughing.
It was Mr. Pickup Truck.
I'm laughing because
it was a homeless man who the story went.
Mr. 30-day bus pass. All he needed to do was get around.
It was a story where supposedly a lady had broke down the side of the road and a homeless man had saw that she had broke down. He took his last $20 and went and got her gas, and so she got home and she was so happy and pleased by it that she wound up, her boyfriend or husband, whoever it was, wound up setting up a GoFundMe to raise money for him. The guy was a Army veteran, so they wound up doing this for him. So, I don't want to look at the comments yet.
And nigga said John Queens to the upstairs.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. What's up, April? I see she said hello, too. So, anyway, this story continues where they raised this money. So, when we actually talked about it about a month ago, what had happened was that it started hitting the news where the man had got a lawyer and he was suing the couple. Because
where the fuck he get lawyer money? Okay, go ahead.
That's in hindsight now. In hindsight, it's almost like, bruh, all this stuff. So anyway, he was suing the couple because I forgot how much money they had actually broke him out. They raised almost $500,000, remember? And the only thing they got him was like a camper. They got him a camper.
And a pickup.
And they got him, what was it, a 99 Ranger? No, for 99 for a Range. Okay.
Shit.
He better
out
be
of
grateful, goddamn.
Out of $500,000. And then they was taking trips. They bought a BMW. They was living it up off that $500,000.
You get yourself a BM. And you get this nigga a 99 Ranger.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Bought me one. Yeah. Shit.
So, me 3.
So it was in the news this week that and I can't believe neither one of y'all saw it. It was in the news this week that the whole thing was a scam. The whole thing was. Of
course it was.
They had met somewhere and they talked about it and they they came up with the whole idea. And actually, they said in the past the dude had said something like that similarly on his Facebook page in the past. The whole thing was a scam, and the only reason that it all got found out was because the couple got greedy and they didn't break him off enough money. Like I said, they got him the camper and the Ford Ranger, and that was a 99 Ford Ranger on top of that, and that was it. And so that's why he got pissed, and that's why he got a lawyer, and that's why people started digging deeper.
Not only is homeless, he a snitch.
But my nigga.
How you a homeless snitch, nigga? You got morals, but you don't got a front door. Okay. This shit is out of control, man.
What is the world coming to?
All right, so you ain't gonna snitch? All right, so you know they raised almost $500,000. You ain't gonna have nothing to say about it?
Maybe, but the saltiness. But it depends on where I'm at in life. I'm asking for a different cut. You know what I mean? Because I'm not homeless, but if I'm homeless, I'm kind of taking what I can get. But I feel it though.
I don't know.
That's just hilarious. Oh, it's hilarious. Go ahead. I'm good.
Well, this is my thing. This is why I don't get behind GoFundMe's a lot unless I really know the people. Like, I know every GoFundMe out there is not bad, and thankfully those people, they gonna get refunded their money, from the actual site. But
that's messed up.
The people who donated will get their money back. The site, they probably got all types of insurances and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Get money back. But obviously the couple, they're going to jail. They've already been arrested.
Damn.
I think the homeless man was
you
still
go to
at
jail
large.
from scamming niggas on.
It's
The homeless nigga, he go to jail as an upgrade. The fuck, he ain't really got a, you know what I'm saying? What he got to lose? That's fucked up.
But I mean, they could have got away with it if they just give him $250.
Yeah.
Or not even two. They had almost a half million. Yeah, if you got almost a half
give that
million,
nigga $100. Give him a cool $100. He would have blew that shit on Newports and bus passes anyway.
See, that was the excuse they used. They said he was wasting the money on drugs anyway, and that's why they said that's why they were keeping the money from him.
What these people look like? How many teeth was combined with these 3 people?
Well, they bought him a camper and a '99 Ford Ranger, so
5 whole teeth.
It's got to be something like that. I don't know. I just thought that was funny when I saw that in the news.
That's crazy,
knowing that we had talked about it a few weeks back.
Damn.
And it's just crazy.
Hey, keep your head up, cuz.
Do y'all trust GoFundMe's?
No.
I don't trust shit on the internet, but I pay all my bills on the internet. So
unless one of y'all niggas need to put up a GoFundMe or one of our peoples in the feed, not Jerry or April, because they're talking shit about us.
They're talking about the gift card. You said you was going to email.
Oh shit! We emailed it to you right after the show.
I just asked you.
Email it right after the show.
You said you was gonna
email it after the show. I apologize.
God damn it! She about to roll up on us. If y'all hear a knock at the door throughout the course of the show,
we will have it in time for Cyber Monday.
That's that motherfucking April rolling up on us.
We'll have it in time. Oh, see, that's what it said. It's the year of the scam. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's, you know what? Fuck y'all. The show is over.
Stuff's still sitting in her checkout basket right now. I apologize.
I literally, I wish I could post the chat in there. I had just said last night, like, yo, did we get the card? And you was like, all right, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna email it. So,
but I was kind of getting some stuff together.
All these money.
Hey, all these money. Hold it up a little bit. Hold it up a little bit.
I got your $30.
All these monies.
Yo, all right. Let's get into something a little. Get into a little bit more of the show. We'll use this to lead into something that we're gonna be talking about as a whole. I passed on a gig this week. It was an event out in Avon.
Oh, I thought you meant like a whole job. Okay.
No, not that. But it was somebody hit me up randomly. Was it early? I think earlier this week. And they were just, left me a message about DJing on Thanksgiving. I don't want to look at it.
He said we GoFundMe less shady than DMST. Our BBB rating is an F right now.
Niggas ain't gonna be on it when we get ready to do our next one. Niggas ain't gonna be on it. Like, it took us 3 weeks to get our gift card.
Oh damn, man!
Hey, my bad. MTV said, "April, they gonna get you a 99 Ford." Hell yeah!
Shit, it costs less than $30. We gotta make a decision. What we gonna get?
On AutoZone Dub spinners.
Exactly. Shit! All right.
Like I said, I passed on something this week where it was a gig out in Avon on Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
It's a marathon they do out there every single year, which I didn't know, obviously, because it's in Avon and none of us are ever in Avon. But we had a conversation about it. We rapped about it for about 30 minutes. I sat on it for a day or so before I turned it down. And I'm gonna give you my reasoning on it real quick.
Right.
It's because it was in Avon.
Yeah.
And my thought process behind the whole thing was, this is an event that's going to be 99% white people in Avon. And the music is not a problem. We'll go out there and play whatever music you want us to play. I wasn't comfortable personally with just being in Avon around 99% white people. I mean, I looked up the event. It's a big event. It's a fundraiser event for breast cancer and stuff. I found that out, before right before I made the decision. But I just wasn't comfortable with that environment for me. I personally, and it's going to be a lot of kind of what we talk about on the show today, but I just don't trust people all the time. Right. And so I turned that down, and we had a conversation as far as how much we could have charged them, and we had numbers in mind and all that stuff or whatever. And we know what it would have been, but
a lot of factors in that.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier when we was just like how we get into situations sometimes where that comfortability. I was about to fuck that all the way up. I'm not about to repeat it either. You have to slow it down. I'm not repeating it. That word I just said.
It's a spelling bee in the room.
Right. But that's important, and I just wasn't going to be comfortable, not in the setting almost as much, but almost even in just the transportation to and from, or being in the city and having to come out. It was just a lot of things that I put into it.
It's funny you say that, because I'll be honest, just real quick, because it's going to lead into some other things, but I knew right away that you wasn't feeling it. And see, one of the things I know...
Don't be acting like you know me.
Right. One of the things that have come to, reality, even through the years, and especially, recently, is that I know how you are. I know when you're feeling something, I know when you ain't feeling something. But my job is to try to promote, what's one of the first things I told you on the phone when you asked me? Mm-hmm. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah. But the reality is this. I would like to make it to the gig, because the reality is we could get out there and get pulled over right away. I'm not making an excuse. Look, I'm just being real.
It's the reality of our life.
It's a lot of reality. Now, if you would have went, like I told you, I got your back. I'd have been there right with you in the cold, whatever, at the end of the finish line, DJing right with you, nigga. Like every other gig that, you know what I'm saying, that we do.
Right.
But you can't be upset with someone for making a decision and they're not comfortable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I can live with a decision. I tell you this all the time. I can live with my gut telling me this ain't the move.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we did the event for the Battle of the Bands out in Euclid at the stadium, out there in Euclid at the stadium. And we get 15 minutes in and we are already getting police calls at the stadium because people are complaining about the music at the stadium. Like, it's obviously an event going on at the stadium, but you're already getting calls and complaints there. And it's just like, I just personally was like, all right, it was just a personal thing for me. I wasn't comfortable. I don't know, man. I don't know if I was just wrong for making that decision, or if it's one of those.
It's a personal decision. It's up to you.
Brother Tonight had a good point. He said you got to get over that brainstorm. You got to get your check. That's a corporate gig.
Yeah, I thought about that.
It could lead into some other shit too.
I really did think about that. I think we stuck on Playboy right now, but I thought about that where it's just like just do it, get over just get over all of it, and just go get the check. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a different climate right now. And for that one, I was just like, I don't know. And we didn't know anything about these people either. That's the other part too. Like, we met these people. We stuck.
No, it's good.
That's good.
But we met these people on the random down in the flats in the summer. Because when I called, you knew exactly who the guy was. I'm like, man, who is this dude that's calling me? And he was like, I can tell you exactly who it is.
Yeah, I knew exactly who it was. Yeah. I knew exactly who it was because I remember Thanksgiving morning. I mean, and this dude was for real. That's the first thing I told, bro. He was for real, bro.
It was a random white guy that was down in the flats that, we bumped into him down there, and him and his, I guess, wife.
Yeah.
And I forgot where she was. She was. I forgot exactly where they were.
Little pink toe.
Yeah. But yeah, so I give her Brothers United saying it's a corporate gig. Yeah. I should have just did it just to do it. But it's just, it wasn't even the fact of just being there, even though I know at a certain point, us showing up to a thing where it's gonna be 99% white, at that, they still would have looked at us as these two black dudes that's coming out there to play this music, and it would have been a question as to why we're there. Yeah. No matter about how we got out there or what, whoever it was that made the phone call to get us out there. So that was my thing. But I don't know. That kind of lead into kind of what we were, and a little bit into what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to let Dev go ahead and kind of lead into this. And I'm going to let y'all know, when we asked y'all to send us topics and things like that, this was something that was brought up to us a couple weeks back. Mm-hmm. And so just goes to show that when y'all ask us to talk about something, most of the time, some of the time, we always going to talk about y'all shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time, some of the time.
So, this is in particular something that I've always kind of been passionate about. They brought it up to us at the 20-year thing we did for class of 2000. So somebody brought up, they had just recently read the Willie Lynch letter. Right. And so it was something, like I told you, I had gone through this. I had gone through rites of passage when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that I had kind of researched and stuff like that. Just because they make us do it when you do that. Right. But There's a lot going on, obviously, in our community. We talk about it. We talk about it all the time.
Right.
This a war. How the lyrics go? It's a war going on outside. You know, nobody's safe from. You know what I mean? But we got to understand the tactics of war. We got to understand the art of the war that we fighting. You know what I'm saying? We fighting some real diabolical shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So we sat around the other week and was like, you know, we should bring it up as a, you know, we should talk about it on the show, the Willie Lynch letter. And we like, well, if we gonna do the Willie Lynch letter, we got to do the Willie Lynch letter. You know what I mean? Right. We can't do 10 minutes on the Willie Lynch letter. We got to do.
In full disclosure, I had never read it. Really? I feel bad because I told somebody earlier I had never read it and she sounded appalled.
Yeah,
I had never
a lot of blacks.
A lot of people get disappointed.
Yeah,
no, because of and I don't even think it's because it ain't like they out here pounding the pavement. Right. It's just obviously the subject matter of it. You would, you know, once you read it, you can't unread it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can't unknow it.
Right. It's funny you say that. Quick point. It's funny you say that. You're absolutely correct, and I'm gonna let you know why that's correct at the end of this.
Okay.
Or during it, or whatever. But go ahead.
So we're gonna get into it, man. We want to have a discussion. You know what I mean? We'll talk back and forth in the comments with folks. You know what I mean? We're gonna hit on stuff ourselves.
We really want y'all to chime in on this one.
Yeah, chime in on it. Let us know what y'all think. But what we really want to do, man, is kind of, you know, look at the talking points and the seriousness and honestly the effectiveness of this shit. Right. You know what I mean? Just the entire concept, how effective it was on us as a people. You know what I'm saying? So basically, in a nutshell, whatever, for people who might not have read it or whatever the case may be, Willie Lynch was a slave owner from the West Indies that came over to America to speak to a group of American slave owners in Virginia back in 1712. And he came up with this concept. It was a strategy to control slaves, to control black slaves. Right. You know, pretty much to control an entire race of people using subhuman tactics. A lot of the stuff in this was related to how they break horses. You ever hear, you know, people talk about it, and, you know, before we get into it, when you talk about a horse, it's a horse.
It's an animal.
They'll take the horse and they'll take the lasso or whatever around his neck and put it around a gate or put it around a small tree, or, you know, the horse is strong enough. You could take the rope from a horse and put it around a chair, and the horse is stand there just because the rope is around the chair. Right. Having no idea, could just walk away and drag the chair with him. You know what I'm saying? But this concept, they use the same concept to control the slaves they own. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the first thing, man, so the whole thing was to use use us against us. Right. Age, color, intelligence, pit the man against the woman. Right. Young man against the old man, light against dark, whatever the case may be. Right. You know what I'm saying? To control black folks. Yeah. And it was something, when they employed it back in 1712, they said this lasts for 300 years. Literally, he said this is something that will last for 300 years, and in parentheses, 2012. The significant part about this for me, and it was crazy we talked about this at the event we had the other week. We talked about it being a topic. So it like sparked my brain just to hit Google one time. I was sitting there, and I'm like, why the hell is everybody a little bit more, quote unquote, I hate this phrase, a little more woke, a little more awakened now? You know what I'm saying? Right. I did the math. I'm like, what triggered it? You know what I'm saying? Because we had Rodney King, we had the Watts riots, we had the Huff riots, we had all kind of shit happen. Mm-hmm. But Trayvon Martin really tipped the scales. Right. Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman, that shit took niggas to a whole nother level. Right. Did the math, looked at it. That shit happened February 2012. Exactly 300 years after the Willie Lynch letter.
I thought that was deep when you brought that up the other week, that was an equal amount of years. Even if, you know, as already been put into the feed where we can't say if the letter's real or not. You know, I know some people will say it's fake. Like I said, you know, it's the principles of it that we're going to talk about. But it's amazing that was supposed to be 1712, and that did happen 300 years after. And that was almost kind of a lightning rod into a point where it's just like, all right, people are really kind of waking up a lot more and saying a lot more and just paying a lot more attention.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, it was. And that's been I was gonna bring that. That's been discussed a lot. The validity of it. You know, it first got brought to light by Louis Farrakhan back in the late '60s, early '70s.
Right.
So the crazy part of whether it's 300 years old or 50 years old, the fact that the relevancy of it is still high today is you know, it's something to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like. There's a lot of debates. There's always going to be debates. There's debates whether or not, you know, fucking referees throw game. I mean, it's always going to be a debate as to whether or not something is valid or not. And that's, you know, that's 100% real because we don't know. Obviously, none of us around. Shit, I wasn't even around when Farrakhan first brought it up in the late 60s, early 70s. Right. But at the same time, the things talked about in this letter are legendary in the sense that it completely and utterly writes a perfect picture of what's going on today, in present time.
I tell you, can we get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
One thing that stuck out with me was them saying crossbreeding.
I'm gonna get to it. Let's go. Go ahead.
Crossbreeding, you know, white, you know, I actually wrote it down. Crossbreed niggas with good white blood to cause a dark skin versus light skin controversy, basically, to put them against each other.
It's real because it said any good thing, anything in nature tries to correct itself. Right. So even when they tried, and we'll get into how the concept of breaking down the black family, and that's the real thing. Yeah, that's the other thing, and that's why we have to understand. It's a show out called Snowfall. Good show. Mm-hmm. We have to understand the state of the black community prior to 1982, 83.
Right.
You know, prior to the crack epidemic, the hood didn't look like the hood looks now. It was a different time. You know what I mean? It was a different concept. And while the process started a long time ago, the implementation of a lot of this stuff in our present day in the mid to late 80s and the breakdown of the black community.
Right.
That's why I say whether it's 300 years old or 50 years old, the breakdown of the black community with the crack epidemic is probably the most perfect representation of this ever executed in human society. Dude, this concept.
I was just telling y'all previously about COINTELPRO with J. Edgar Hoover, and back then with the Panthers in Oakland and all this other shit, and bringing in drugs to infiltrate the black community and cause all that distress and destruction. Dude, I tell people all the time, man. I was just telling them earlier. I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist, man. I'm definitely a conspiracy one, dude. I don't want to say too much because nigga, something may happen to me tomorrow, nigga. But the reality is, I truly believe that they do things. Absolutely.
This shit is too important to be left to chance.
Yeah, I to kind of go off of your point, where you talking about you think people do things to just kind of, you know, to make an impact. It's like you brought up the Rodney King thing a little while ago. Like, you would have thought that would have been enough to spark a huge level of consciousness, and maybe it did. I mean, because look,
but it didn't really.
What was Rodney King? 92?
92.
Yeah.
You know, so what were we at 92? I think I was in 6th grade in 92. So for us, it probably was just like a blip on the radar. Even though we knew what was happening. You know, but
the thing is, I had brother at that time. My brother had just graduated from Hiram. I had another brother that got out the service. My brother is 14 to 15 years older than me. So I had a bunch of brothers I had a couple brothers and a father. My father was like the nigga from Boys in the Hood. They was called Furious Styles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was one of them. So if it was going down, if Black Lives Matter existed in 1992, it would have been a couple members in the Reed household.
I'm about to say here, they were probably going down in the Reed household.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, that was my point. It was amazing to me that didn't spark a bigger level of consciousness then. But like you were saying, when you think things happen, could that have been one of those things where it was just like, they are going to show you that we're going to beat this man in the middle of the street, and it does not fucking matter that it was recorded, and that everybody know that these guys should be convicted. Doesn't matter. We're still going to let them all off. And then you flip that to today, where it's like, there are people still getting shot right now on damn near on camera. People are getting choked out on camera. All of that, and it still does not matter.
Let me go verbatim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take the meanest, the most restless nigger, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, the female and the nigger infant, tar and feather him, tie each leg to a different horse, face the opposite directions, set them afire, beat both horses, and pull them apart in front of the remaining nigger.
Right.
The concept is to make an example of.
Exactly.
Because what happens is the woman then begins. We'll get to that. But what happens is, the female begins to protect the flock.
Exactly.
And the example has been made. What happens? We can beat a nigga in the middle of the street on camera right in front of you and nobody goes to jail, nigga.
Absolutely.
You understand so the mama is then, I used to tell my white friends this in college, because it was a bunch of niggas from East Cleveland and Chicago and New York and shit like that with a bunch of white people. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all don't understand the conversations we have around the Thanksgiving table. We don't have the same conversations you have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't talk about the same shit.
Nah.
You talk about.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but anyway, when that's done, the mother's goal then, you have convos with your parents and with your friends about when the police come, nigga, just put both hands on the wheel. Mm-hmm. I wonder how many white people have had police pullover strategy meetings.
Conversation. Like, I go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
I was trying to say, I just watched this week, The Hate U Give. Mm-hmm. And like the early part of that movie is the father, like, beating into his children's heads of, if you get pulled over, this is what you do. You put your hands on the dashboard. You don't move. You don't this. You don't that. That movie was really, really good too. Mm-hmm. I have to say, it was really good. So, like you said, that's a conversation that only we have. Mm-hmm. That goes into what I was talking about with the traveling to Avon and things like that or whatever. That's a different part of town than we normally ever are in. Mm-hmm. We might ride through it or past it going west.
Yeah.
When we go into Detroit.
I ain't never kicked into Avon.
But we ain't never been no time that we've been like, oh, we're going to go to Avon and go do this thing.
Right. And I actually, like I said, I'm going to say this a lot. Mm-hmm. Top, points that I had written down. Mm-hmm. Destroy the black man in front of the black woman to freeze them psychologically. Mm-hmm. With fear in turn, which makes the woman teach the male, as I flip, offspring to be weak-minded, but physically strong, and the female to be independent and strong. Think about what goes on. You ever heard the term? This is just my taking. You ever hear a lot with the term, and it's just me, a mama's boy? Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's real talk.
Yeah.
And that ties into me after seeing this letter. Mm-hmm. That ties so much into it because the reality is, think about it. It's a lot. But we get into it, but definitely it's a psychological thing because, like I said, leave the body and take the mind. Mm-hmm. That's the philosophy behind a lot of this when it came to the black male, or as they say, the black nigger. Mm-hmm. To take the body. Leave the body, but take the mind. Mm.
I want to maybe touch on that concept a little bit real quick. The whole concept of a mom being more protective, and a part of that, this whole concept of that letter, a part of that point was the fact that, again, like you said, the mother now raises her son to be strong physically. I'm guessing with the mindset of no matter what, you always have to fight. You have to fight. You have to fight, but weak-minded or whatever. And of course, we see a lot of these principles today. Then of course, as they said, then you raise the daughter to be independent, and then it started a cycle. And of course, we're talking about this as if this was the actual mentality. But even if the letter wasn't real, nigga, this was the mentality.
This, what I'm saying, regardless, it was talked about by Farrakhan in the late '60s. Mm-hmm. He didn't know Lil Uzi Vert was going to be around in 2015. Right. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of when that shit, it's unbelievable how spot on the shit is. We go.
Absolutely.
No, so I thought about something I saw. I don't know if it was this week or the end of last week, where D.L. Hewley was on the Breakfast Club, and he got to one point in his conversation with them where, because it was only Charlamagne and Angela there, and he was talking about. The way he was, to me, it was about, I think, kind of went over people's heads. People took it the wrong way. He was talking about the importance of the woman in the shaping of a man, because he made the comments of at 16, like when you're in those formative years, basically when you're still in high school, if you as a woman are sitting there saying that, hey, the guy that's in Glee Club, or and this name what he used, but just like basically the guy that's doing the shit in school, the guy that's smart and these or whatever. If these were the guys that y'all got behind at that age, that we will be in a much better place. Yeah. But because of the fact that you went for whoever it was you went for, let it be whoever, the dope boys or whatever, just the all-around athlete or whatever, that set a tone early on that you know, these were the people that you need to aspire to be. Because, and I know I say this all the time, and I mean, I don't want this to come off as there's so much pressure on women because I know women say this all the time that there's so much pressure on them. I mean, there was that video that came out this week about the guy or whatever, and his wife had to birth him and all that stuff, which is the dumbest shit I've seen in a long time too.
No. Right.
But I know it's a lot of pressure, but I thought it was a little validity in that.
It was a lot.
But I think it went over people's heads.
It goes back to the crossbreeding.
I don't think it was meant to say that it's all your fault or your responsibility, but I think it's just a thing where it's not even just women, where it's almost like the community. If you get behind a person at a young age to say, this is what you need to be doing. This is who you need to aspire to be. I think that changes a lot of mentality.
Because the crossbreeding thing he was talking about, the whole concept of that was to convolute the thought process.
It's all psychological.
It talk about if you tell the slave it's our crops and we got to save our crops, then they start aspiring for the shit that you want, even though it's not theirs. So the niggas that's selling dope, you create these adverse conditions in the hood where it ain't shit in the hood. You create these adverse conditions, and then you perpetuate all this shit on TV, all this, you know, glitz, glamour, you should have this, you should have that. This is on sale, Black Friday, you got to go here. There's commercials for Disney World. Well, how the fuck else am I going to get that? There's only one nigga in the hood that got money. This nigga's studying. These books can't buy me these J's. So you begin to try to figure out, how do I get their crops? When really, we get to a point, we begin to understand once we get older in life, we don't desire that shit. And we never really did desire that shit.
Yeah, and that's what Angela got to a point on that show with DL, where she was like, well, I think that's what we do now. You know, we get to a point that we get tired of that. And that was his point, though. It was like, you get to a point that you get tired of it when you're, 28 or you're 30 or you're 32. But again, I think it's not even just the woman thing. I think it's a community thing where at some point you gotta start putting your arms around people at a younger age and pointing them in a better direction, because anything that's wrong in the Black community is not going to turn over or not going to turn around overnight. It's going to take groundwork. I think I've said it on the show before. In my opinion, I think a big step of what people need to do in our community is we need to start pointing people in different directions. We need to start pointing somebody out and say, no, you're going to go be a doctor. No, you're going to go do this and you're going to go do that. And then we need to stay on them to be that. The same way the one nigga from the hood comes up and he can play ball and we protect that one nigga. We don't protect the smart nigga. And we tell him not to, no, go ahead and get away from that.
Because we can visibly see
it.
We
do that. Okay, that's the point.
We can visibly see it. You know what I mean? We can, man.
And in reality too, you know, what I get from this whole Willie Lynch thing, man, you know how everything has a common denominator. All of this is built off of psychological, man. That lets, and I've been lately just periodically rather, just thinking about mental. If you don't instill things, like Brendan just said, if you don't start early and instill things, or if you do instill negative things in your child, in the environment they grow up in, or different things, that's what they're going to tend to be. But if you instill in them different, even being, case in point.
Man, it's real, man.
Case in point, we always talk about having fathers in our lives. Now, I could say a million fathers that wasn't around their kids in my hood. Yeah, I could say it. But the point is, when you have someone there and examples and people pushing forward and putting the right things out there, it's all a mental thing, man. You have to really, really go to work on that, you know, as far as the environment and the kids, man. Like, for real.
It's crazy you keep hitting on the mental, because you brought up the John Gray stuff from earlier this week. It was one part in here, and it's the thing, and we always got to preface stuff nowadays. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, I love my mama. You know what I mean? My wife. I love strong Black women. You know what I mean? Women in general. Whatever the case may be, Black, white, Asian, Latino. I don't care what. But the concept. One of the strategies in here It's like you got the nigger woman out in front of the nigger man. And he's behind her and scared. This is a perfect situation of sound sleep and economic progress for the slave owner.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, what he said on here, before the breaking process, we had to be alertly on guard at all times. So what he was telling them was, before we broke the man, they blew it. They forced themselves against the status quo, but we broke them. Right. We broke them. So now they're behind the woman, which is no problem.
Right.
But we got to understand the society we live in, and we can be mad at it and fight it, and a lot of that shit needs to change. We was joking about Condoleezza Rice. Right. We need more shit like that.
Right.
But we live in a world where if our men are playing a black background or being carried by women,
yeah, then
we gotta understand that our livelihood, our race as a whole, is a step behind. Yeah. We have a better step forward because our women are stronger, but we need the men to be either right there with them.
Catch up.
We can't have scared, weak men.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That was one of the questions.
We can't have it, man.
That's one of the questions I wrote down for y'all to ask on here. It's just, so how much more pressure? And I don't know if it's pressure is the word, but how much more does it mean or show that as men, especially as black men, you have to step up and be a lead? It's you see all the stuff going back and forth online, and people talking about men want women to be this and women want men to be that or whatever. But how much is it just when it comes to community things, just when it comes to talking about our black community as a whole, how much is it important for us? Or do you think people even see how important it is for us to step up and be stronger as men to be those leaders?
Well, absolutely. I mean, think about it. Justin Brown made a good point, man. The negativity becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy if you let it. Mm-hmm. Everything is, dude. Mm-hmm. I keep reiterating this. Everything is fucking mental. Mm-hmm. If you believe it, if you allow it to affect you, your mind, that's what you're going to be. Personal example. When I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, I just absolutely thought that every time I took a fucking pill, I didn't feel good. I kept telling myself, I don't feel good. And you know what? The body do whatever the mind do. That's why Willie Lynch says, leave the body, take the mind. Mm-hmm. That's the reality of it. And that's what happened to me. I started believing all the fucking time that I wasn't feeling good. Until one fucking day, I was like, you know what? I feel just fine. You remember the time?
It was a point in your life that it's like you was always running to the ER.
I was like, I'm cool.
Because mentally, I think it was like, if you felt something I remember you telling me one day, like, yo, if something fell off of me, I'm going.
Dude, and it's that easy. If
it
you
really
are mentally weak, at that point, I knew mentally I was weak. Because whatever of course, whatever the mind do, whatever the mind do, the body gonna do.
Real talk.
I can sit up and say, you know what, my fucking foot hurt. And I guarantee you, in about 10 minutes, my fucking foot gonna start hurting. Because that's how strong the mind is. Everything is psychological, man. Everything. Yeah. So hence, I believe in subliminal messages all the time. So these commercials with Black Friday and commercials for this and that. Yeah. Best believe, nigga, I've said this plenty of times on the show, and I'll say it again. Nigga, I always take it back to Zachary Morris and subliminal messages on Saved by the Bell. He made a song. It was a tape with music, but behind the music was a motherfucker saying, "Go do this, go do." I believe in that shit, man. Like for real, you never know.
It's plenty of studies out there that show that that's why people do marketing. That's the reason why it happens.
Market research.
Yeah, I mean it is all mental. It's as simple as watching a TV show and seeing somebody having a drink that you're like, oh, I should go pour a drink. Or watching a TV show and seeing somebody smoke a cigarette, and then that's when you get that urge. You're like, man, I should go smoke a cigarette.
You know what, fellas, with your girl,
everything in life is mental.
Your girl, your cousin, your mama, your friend, whoever, sit with a female that you cool with in your life, and watch commercials. Yeah. If people don't believe that, one, there's a difference between men and women, there's a subliminal messages. Just watch the commercials. Right. That I can sit around and my girl will be like, that's not. Some of these commercials I've never seen before. Right. I've never seen some of these commercials, but literally certain stations play certain commercials for certain audiences. That's not done out of that's not done by mistake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? MTV had a good point too. And I get what he's saying. He said, Playboy, it ain't just the power of the mind, it's the power of the tongue too. Absolutely. You can speak things into existence. That's absolutely true.
That's true.
But in order to do that, you got to think it first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes hand in hand.
That's
like absolutely.
That's just like everything we do in life right now, where you see so many people talking about being positive and not being negative and focusing on negative. Because I mean, if people don't see it, and I've said it before on the show, how it took me a long time to get to that point.
Yeah.
But when you wake up being negative, or you expect the negative to come, or you expect the bad to come, that's that thing that you're drawing to yourself. That shows that mental part of it. Shows why that psychological that they were talking about was so important, because they knew once you start thinking it, or what, it's a cycle. You wake up every day thinking something's going to be bad or something like that. So think about that on the small scale of your day.
Right.
Now let's indoctrinate this into your thinking for your whole life about this is how it's going to be. Now, as you said, as the letter said, you can't, as a man, you can't be weak physically. You have to be strong physically. Fuck the mental. Or whatever. You got to be strong in all these things. It's just...
And you know what's crazy? My bad. I'm sorry.
No.
You know what's crazy? You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We got to watch. My father, another saying he used to always tell me.
Yeah. Keep
your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut, and you'll get all the answers you need.
Right.
We'll laugh and joke, because our fellow Caucasian brothers have on some khaki shorts, a yellow shirt, a fanny pack. They got the damn half moon hair with the bald in the middle, hair on the side. They driving a minivan, fat ass wallet with a bunch of business cards. We the ones walking around dressed like we about to go and be in a goddamn Lil Wayne video.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm... Just to go to the corner store.
The whole concept...
you kind of looked at me when you said them shit.
That's a dope ass hat.
It is a nice little hat, though.
It's about the only thing dope about the Cavs shit. But I'm saying, like, we so believe this concept of masculinity, we've bought into it.
Right.
But the people, the power brokers on this earth don't ever wear Fendi belts and shit. What are y'all doing?
Yeah. I mean, we see that all the time. We see those people talking about it online about how, the Warren Buffetts or whoever else, they are the most normal looking people all the time.
You ever seen Mark Zuckerberg? You ever seen a picture of Mark Zuckerberg?
Jeans, or old ass t-shirt, this and that. But you gotta, in that sense, you also have to kind of blame the people who, I guess, in our community that we looked up to.
Yeah.
Which were either the drug dealers, or on a bigger scale, the people who were in the who did the rap videos and all that shit like that, because that's what they did in the videos. Yeah. So it's like you said, that's what we see all the time.
That's real. There should be no fanny pack slander. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, TV. We you rock the fanny packs.
But no, it really is, and there's nothing wrong with that. That means MTV really out here making moves, because you know what I'm saying? It's real talk. Yeah. That's real talk, man. But it goes back to it. It goes back to controlling the mind, like you said, man. Yeah. You got to control the mind.
And this is something that I derived from the Willie Lynch too. And tell me how y'all feel about this. Distrust is stronger than trust.
Oh, it's way stronger than trust. Distrust. Trust doesn't invoke an emotion. If I walk in a room and everybody's sitting down, I could get lost and be thinking about fucking lilies and fanny packs and flowers and Laffy Tabbies. I can think about anything. Let a nigga be like, hey, I think that nigga over there got a gun. He about to shoot this bitch up. It fucks with your whole, yeah. Distrust will fuck you up. Distrust will make you make fucked up decisions.
Absolutely.
Distrust leads you to look at people a fucked up kind of way, even though shit ain't never really happened. Distrust. That's why the key to the whole thing was we have to make sure that they distrust each other more than they trust us. That's the key.
Exactly.
Niggas don't fuck with other niggas.
And I was just about to say, but I was just about to ask, doesn't our hood, isn't that what makes us not trust people? Literally, we are a byproduct of our. But it's
a mindset.
We shouldn't be that way.
It should bond us.
Right.
Have you ever?
In some ways it does. In some ways it doesn't.
No, it does. No, let me tell you why. You ever been on a team that was shitty, but you practice every day with them?
Yep.
And y'all maybe was 1-7, but them was your brothers. It bonds you. Like this shit talks about, like you was talking about with the crossbreed. They talk about fucking with the mental. going through adverse situations should bond you. Your brothers and sisters, we all grow up poor. You love them niggas. We all go to Shaw. Niggas like, why the fuck y'all fuck with Shaw? Because Shaw ain't shit. And we know it ain't shit. But we love each other. We love the community. It should bond us. But even the way they do us with the word nigga, no matter what, they'll try to throw some shit in the pot. Y'all shouldn't say the word nigga. That's fucked up. And then walk away and leave us to argue about the word nigga. We the only people that's even saying the word. They don't even say the word, but they'll drop a bomb. A white person will drop a bomb, or a white person will lead a Stephen A. Smith coon ass nigga to drop a bomb and say, nigga, we shouldn't say the word nigga, then they'll just walk away. They don't even got to say the word nigga. And they'll leave us to argue with each other over some shit that we only say to each other.
And then we'll proceed to argue about it for an hour straight.
And be mad at you because you want to say the word nigga and I don't.
Right.
What the fuck? It's crazy, man. It should be growing up in the hood around crack-infested communities should bond us for life. It should bond everybody in the community, especially niggas that made it out and got families and kids and jobs and aspirations. It should, but it don't.
I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. We ain't gonna be able to.
We're not ignoring the comments. We know we got.
I think they're talking to each other.
Yeah, I know a little bit of them talking to each other.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
you had something?
No, I was just picking. I'm thinking exactly what you just said. It was probably
the nigga shit.
But like I've been saying from the beginning, keep the body, destroy the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Take their will and ability to resist.
That's man.
That's real. If you really sit back and think about it.
I always say this about shit. People will say like, I'm working on my relationship, but niggas will say I don't feel like going to work. But niggas don't apply the same hunger and drive to working on their relationship that they do to go to work. You get up and go to work when you don't feel like it. But it's fuck that bitch. But the word is still, the word work is still there. It's the primary word. Whether I'm working on a relationship or I gotta go to work, I gotta do either one. So the actual word resist, what is the number one reason they killing niggas? Why are you resisting?
Why are you resisting?
Shout out to my homie Sharice. Real quick, shout out to my homie Sharice. And her husband, I don't know if you saw that shit on Facebook.
I was just about to ask, did we see the video that was on Facebook and Instagram yesterday?
Shout out to my nigga right there. Yes. He was at the thing on Saturday. He was there on Saturday.
So that's who, I mean, I didn't recognize who it was.
That was Sharice's husband, man.
But yeah, so
what's the number one word?
It's on my Facebook that you shared too, so I know it's probably on yours. But I know I shared it on mine. I don't know if did you see the video?
No, I don't even think I shared it because I think every nigga East Cleveland shared it.
Yeah, but essentially it was what was it? Dude got pulled over on Taylor.
On Taylor, right by Forest Hill.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Taylor, not Lee. So I think it was close to Taylor and Tears. I think it's like getting real close to that intersection.
You're right.
But the trees right there make it look like
You're right.
But anyway, he got pulled over, and so he was just basically questioning the cop as to why he was pulled over, and he was trying to pull his license out. I will admit it was taking him a long time to get that license out, but he kept saying it was hard to pull out of his wallet. And I know if you got plastic on something in your wallet or whatever, like if your license is in a spot where it's plastic over it or whatever, and you sit on it, nigga, it's hard to pull that shit out. What you about to show? Oh yeah,
I'm like OJ, nigga. I'm like OJ, nigga.
Yeah. So to get that out of there,
let me get.
It is.
It's almost
impossible to pull out.
Yeah.
So he was asking questions as he was trying to get his license out, and then basically the cop said, I caught you doing this, and he didn't
even clock him. He said, I saw you. I visually think you were speeding.
Yeah, something like that.
What the? He said, I visually think you were speeding.
At all.
And so, he was just like, well, you didn't even clock me. And I remember a long time ago, my uncle used to tell me this, but one of my uncles is a little
They
crazy.
gotta clock you,
so
bro.
I didn't really listen to him when he told me. He was like, if they tell you that they clocked you at a speed, they should be able to pull the gun and
they
show
got
you
to.
this and that. But I didn't want to listen to Uncle because he a little nut. So
no, but they got to. That's why they can have the cameras out and no police officer around. All they gotta do is clock you.
They got to show it, yeah.
They got to show
it. But anyway, so that happened, and then ultimately they wound up, because the guy was just like, yo, you're not gonna do this to me. I got my son in my car. Basically he was just saying, can you show me where you clocked me and this and that? And an officer basically just went straight to stop resisting or whatever. Like that is their favorite fucking word.
Because
right
the key is to get us to stop resisting.
Jumped right to the shit.
Listen,
why are you resisting?
Can I say this real quick?
I'm sorry. Let me say this real quick. A question is not a resist. I know people say all the time. White people love this. Oh, or not even just white people. Other people love this, where it's just, okay, well, this happened. If they said this to you, why didn't you just do it? It's like, but a question is not resisting. I think as a citizen in this country, I think you have the right to say, "Hey, why did you pull me over? Well, can you show me?" I remember getting pulled over once in South Carolina where the cop, he came up to the car and he was just like, "Yo, your tail light is out." And I asked him, I said, "Sir, that's fine. I get that." I'm like, "But I didn't know it was out. Do you mind if I get out the car, take a look?" He didn't have a problem. He said, "Sure, go ahead." And I went back there. Sure enough, it was out. But I also remember one time in Cleveland Heights, coming from one of my ex's houses at like 2, 3 in the morning, where a cop rode past me, and I said in my mind, as soon as he rode past, I said he gonna spin around behind. We already know it. We know it in our bones when it's gonna fucking happen. Right. And he spent right around, pulled me over, coming down the hill. It's like, "Oh, your plate light is out." And he just checked my shit, ran my shit. Of course, I was good. I get home, I get out the car and look. Of course, the plate light is on. So I know it's bullshit. That's why I asked the cop down there if I can get out and check. So to me, a question is not resistant.
It's not.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, you real talk.
Absolutely. And the thing is this: you got to learn this. They can pretty much do whatever they want to do.
Whatever the fuck they want to do, man.
Because the reality is this: what they wanted to happen by telling you that your license plate was out was to get your information to see if you had any warrants. That's
all it ever is.
The main thing is to get you and take you to fucking jail. That's why they pulled you over. Nigga.
I don't think people, and I don't want to go too far on the conspiracy theorist train because I believe it 100 million. I don't think people it's so crazy. I don't even like to talk about it because I think people will think I'm crazy.
Like, nigga, I'm starting to. I'm such a conspiracy theorist now.
Listen,
and especially after reading Willie Lynch. I'm starting to question whether niggas really been on the moon.
Hey man, niggas ain't been on no goddamn.
No, we not going there.
Niggas ain't been on no moon. They was in Brainstorm apartment. They moved all the couches out the way.
Put these big ass lights.
I don't know, nigga. Hey, a plane
They had a nigga come out like this. One.
A plane took off, nigga. But how do I know that they was up on the moon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's that deep, like, for real.
That's real shit,
don't believe
man.
in anything.
That's real shit, man.
Before MTV cut us, because he said that we was able to have the dopest conversation on like the black TV shows or whatever, black family shows. He was like, if we can't get to the comments, then whatever. But anyway, we gonna get to a few of them for you, MTV.
No, he said if we can't, it ain't no big deal.
No, I know he's joking because he said the LOL or whatever. But April made a point earlier, just a little while ago, up further up, where she said that people keep looking forward, they don't reach backwards, just like EC and other hoods. We quick to say how sad the demise is, but who's helping? Because I remember I was going to ask y'all one day, how do we give back? Like, we're all, no matter what, I know we're all EC people, the three of us, but not everybody watching our show is. So how do we give back? I thought about that before, where we talk about so much bad that's going on and how fucked up a lot of shit is. And it's not just our hood. We grew up in EC, but it's not just our hood. Some of the hoods that y'all grew up in, going to the hood schools that y'all went to, is just as fucked up as EC is.
It's a minus. So let's have this conversation then. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this real quick.
I started something a couple years ago. Well, about a year and a half ago, called Project EC Clean or whatever. To go around to some of the different, we got different wards in East Cleveland or whatever. I don't know if people know that. I was just gonna pick certain areas, get donations and clean them up or whatever. The problem you run into is a lot of bureaucracy stuff, a lot of political stuff. We got to understand this. We're in the middle of a game, and it's like, we're the Browns. It's the bye week. It's week 10, and we're 3-6-1. Okay, we're probably not going to be able to save everybody and go to the playoffs. The key to me is to change the narrative. There was nobody telling me this shit when I was 16, 17, 18, outside of my parents. And you think they was telling you shit that, to get you to do some shit. We're gonna have to understand that we might not ever see the fruits of the labor. It might be our kids to see the fruits of the labor. We got to be selfless and understand we got to do groundwork. We got to try to change the narrative. We can't go in the hood and clean up the hood, because you'll have homes in different areas, different land that's owned by either a company or the city or some shit like that. And they don't want you to touch their fucking land. They don't want you to clean up shit. They don't want you to come touch nothing.
You just made a great point. We may not see it.
We might not see it.
Think about Dr.
I just started. I may not get to the mountaintop.
What was the one thing he said? I may not get there with you.
Real shit. It's real
And
shit.
when was that? And how old are we?
Come on, man. Come on now. I said, come on. You know how niggas do some filler words, you can't remember the year? What was that, nigga? Come on now. I know that. 1960 shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 5, you know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
I'm there with you, right there with you.
Mm-hmm. I know, but yeah, that's
real talk,
I
though.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't
know if it's a whole lot. There's minor things we can do. We can try to pick some different wards, clean them up, whatever the case may be. But we're going to have to lay the groundwork. This is the thing. We are probably, when we really think about it. I talked about this in college. We might talk about this a little bit last week too. But I have conversations. We talked about this on the show last week. I have conversations with my mother. My mother and my father, when they took trips, had to drink out of the colored
water fountains.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know, they had to go to the colored bath. My parent, not like my great-great-grandmama Earl Jean. No, nigga, my parents, the people who birthed me. We are a generation removed from the fuck shit. We got to understand. We're nigga when we done. Do y'all understand when we get done? You know, we get life insurance shit at our job. When we done, when we die, we all gonna die. You know, our kids gonna get like a couple $100,000.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
If we got the coverage,
but I'm pretty sure we are responsible niggas. I'm responsible enough. Exactly. Yeah. But we're the beginning. My
parents did that for us when we were kids.
Exactly.
So they started
exactly.
The kids, and I just took it over. As
we're the beginning from like 1970 on, like 1970-ish is the beginning. We got to understand we're sacrificing ourselves for the future generations. I don't want to give our government last names but for the lineage of our families. Mm-hmm. We're the beginning of it. Yep. They're going to benefit from this shit in the year 3000. Yeah. It's just that fucked up. You have the Trumps and the Bushes. They come from the Kennedys. They come from old dirty money. Like money. They was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Right. We're creating right now. We got like a little brass spoon. We creating our silver spoon.
We got a rusty spoon.
Yeah, we got a rusty spoon, but we trying to create it. Right, but we got to understand that we creating this shit for the future generations, and we got to understand not that we're not gonna fight for it, or not have these kind of conversations to try to pull some shit together to figure some shit out now. But the full fruits of the labor ain't gonna be able to be honestly felt until we pass on and somebody reading our will and we will in the house we own and the land that we own and the stock options that we own to the people who we love in our life, and then they can take it and flip it and add it to theirs and do that shit, and by the year 3050 now I don't give a fuck my last name, the Reeds is now living. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that takes my brother, who's the first doctor in our family, Dr. Dan Reed, to do that and set that shit up, and it takes me to follow. But that's where we are right now, and we gotta.
And then you set that example for your kids,
exactly.
And now they see something different.
Exactly. It ain't even a question. And you know what's real quick? You know what's crazy? You probably when you have kids, it's so crazy how quickly you can flip the narrative. Like from my parents drinking out of colored water fountains to us, and us growing up in the hood, my kids couldn't explain hood struggle like, we ain't got no gas and we was eating noodles. They would look at me like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Right. What's wrong with you?
My daughter roll over like, can I have another toy today? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get toys every day, cuz. You know what I mean? But it switches like that when you give them the right message, man.
I think that shows the steps of growth. Mm-hmm. You know, even though they may be small, or for some people they may be larger, I think that shows kind of your steps of growth.
My bad, I'm sorry. He said I give all three of y'all last names. All y'all niggas named Johnson.
Right.
I think it shows the steps of growth. I mean, we can all talk about some stuff that don't happen in our homes no more.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like I remember growing up. Nigga, heat wasn't coming on until probably about Christmas. Nigga, there's plenty of mornings we woke up where the oven was on or some shit or whatever. There's just little shit or whatever that we don't do now or whatever. I think those are those small incremental steps that now your daughter, you know what I'm saying? And your daughter and your son ain't gonna see that now. So now when they grow up, it ain't even gonna happen in their home. Yeah. Like there's some shit. Like last week we talked about the small thing about how you sit and you don't have no lights on in your house. Yeah. And I said the same thing. I'm like, because in my home growing up, nigga, if you wasn't in the room, you turn off the lights.
Real shit.
So now I'm doing the same thing. So,
That's so funny. You just did.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
So now I think it's incremental.
And now I live in the house. Now I live in the house where my daughter today was eating lunch. She had a tablet on the stand to play Roblox on, and another tablet with YouTube Kids on it so that she could watch TV. I'm like, I don't even think you understand
how hard all that is. Like I grew up in a home where at one point when we was younger, we used to have to get my parents' TV out their room on the weekends to play our video games.
Oh,
we couldn't
man.
even play the video game during the day.
And don't hook it up in the living room, nigga.
Nigga,
I took an ass when we fucking my Nintendo up in the living room.
Well, you did it when they wasn't home. You was sneaking doing it.
My father got home early. My shit was in the living room. I got that ass thrashed. You hear me?
But I just think that's what it's about. That we've evolved now. I think that's right. It's all incremental. So now we've evolved and we've done better things, and now we're providing better for our children, and they're going to provide better for their children growing up.
Yeah.
But it's just on us, and it's on us to have that different mentality.
Yeah,
So I think that's where a lot of it starts.
And the reality is, like you said, kind of bringing it in as far as the Willie Lynch letter is that does not have to be us or the generations that come after us. We can take things from it to make us mentally stronger, to not fall into the trap of garbage like this that they want us to do to control the mind and be who they want us to be and operate how they want us to be. We are not slaves unless you mentally become a slave.
My nigga, you know what? If Playboy just put a fucking bow on this shit, because literally he did. This is the last thing in the letter. Yeah. The for example. So I'm gonna just read the shit.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can talk about it.
And then we'll wrap it.
And wrap it up. It said, for example, if you put a slave in a hog pen and trade him to live there and incorporate him in the value that way of life completely, the biggest problem you would have out of him is that he would worry you about the provisions to keep him in the hog pen and keep it clean. Yep. Or the same hog pen and make him slippery and incorporate something in his language whereby he comes to value a house more than he does his hog pen. You got a problem. He will soon be in your house. What that shit is saying is the slave mentality. Now I sound like one of them niggas. The slave mentality. But that's the slave mentality. Yeah. In essence, what we're saying is we can't figure out how to fix this pig pen. It's a fucking pig. It's East Cleveland. Right. I'm not like getting whatever. I love East Cleveland just like anybody else loves East Cleveland.
What you speaking is real, though.
And we all like, damn, why can't we, what can we do about the shit? We have to create our own house. Yes. We cannot fix the pig pen. That's what they want us to try to fix the pig pen. Right. That's the slave mentality is, hey, how can we? Hey, our pig pen fucked up, master. How can we? Fuck that pig pen. And they saying keep them in that mentality because the moment they realize this pig pen is fucked up, they gonna want your house. Exactly. And so let's create our own house.
Good points.
That's absolutely great. And you know what? You just made me understand that on a whole other level. Like real talk.
It was crazy how you said that shit to wrap it up. Because that's literally how they wrapped it up.
I thought about it like that's just how it is.
That's how it is.
And that's why it goes back to me saying from the beginning as far as mental, man.
Yeah.
If you change your mentality on a whole lot of shit, dude, and I give kudos to Brainstorm real quick. It's on the same topic as far as mental, but real quick, Brainstorm can sit up here and tell you how many times. I'm gonna tell you what actually happened. Long story short, I was feeling some type of way about a situation. I wound up talking to Brainstorm. Brainstorm cut me off and said, "Nigga, I ain't with bullshit. I'm thinking all positive. He ain't gangster like that with me."
I'm trying to figure out when this.
I ain't with the bullshit. You forgot the hoe ass nigga bitch. That's what he said.
But the reality is, he told me. And see, when a person speaks to you and says something, you know whether they playing or they're serious. Yeah. Brainstorm was serious with me. And because I was talking about a subject which I'm not going to even bring up. Yeah, we kind of know where I'm going. But the reality is, he wouldn't let me talk about it. I was frustrated, but he was like, you know what? All positive vibes, Playboy. And I've adopted that mentality since then. You know what? I'm human, so things ain't going to necessarily go 100 because it's life. But guess what? My mental approach to things is completely different. I'm gonna look at the positive and everything now. Real shit. Yeah. That's just what it is.
Well, thank y'all for putting a bow on that part of the show.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all for talking about it. We appreciate the homegirl that was talking about it a couple weeks ago, and then that led to us talking about it on the show again. We always some of the time go talk about the topics that y'all give to us to talk about, whatever. But so that we don't get out of here on such a heavy note. And real quick, the people in the feed, Thank y'all for allowing us to talk about something a little bit heavier. Thank you for letting us have the space to actually talk about
get
something
this out
a little bit more.
We got to, man.
And just to always talking about the funniest shit and everything like that or whatever, So thank y'all for letting us have that space or whatever.
Yeah.
One last thing. Who was giving people the culinary rights to just cook and sell shit on Instagram online?
Culinary rights.
I need to know this. I saw something when I woke up this morning today. And you know how we do? We pick up the phone, we go through the scrolls or whatever. I follow this one, you can follow hashtags.
There's only 2 people I fuck with online that said, go ahead.
You can follow hashtags on Instagram. So I follow this one called, it's hashtag you gotta eat this. And I like it because you see food from different parts, not even just the country, you see food from different parts of the world. So the first thing I see this morning is in this hashtag, it's an Alfredo dish. It's from a place in New York.
I love Alfredo.
I like Alfredo. I actually love Alfredo myself.
Now that you say that, pause. I always wanted to tell you, I didn't appreciate that one time that you had Alfredo with chicken.
I asked if you wanted some.
That nigga just came up here like, yo, niggas want some.
It's a way to ask if you want some, not while you're eating it. It make you feel bad.
Let me tell you why. This is what happened that day.
They're like, you want some? You want this?
This is what happened that day. Y'all was late as usual. And I'm like, yo, I gotta eat. My blood sugar is low. Nigga, I gotta eat.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's what happened that day.
That shit looked delicious though.
And I was sitting here at the table and I'm like, and I look, I ain't gonna lie, I sat right here at the table and ate in front of both of y'all niggas.
Said, right in that shit. No, I'm sorry.
But that's what you had facing this way, yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
I might want something tonight. I need some food.
No, but yeah. So I saw this Alfredo dish. It was a spot in New York. I can't think of the name of it. I have to pull it up on the phone. But it was Alfredo with whole ass wingdings.
I saw that bullshit, that fucking
put into the Alfredo, and the nigga was just stirring it up like, have you ever had wings in your Alfredo?
No, nigga, take the bones out.
It was wingdings with bones in it.
In the Alfredo.
Real live wingdings, and it was, why you pronounce it? Penne.
It got a little apostrophe on it.
I feel like I had to do this after I said it.
You put the camera. Nigga.
Nigga, that's what it was. And he had real wingdings inside of the Alfredo and everything,
just stirring the bitch up.
The level of disrespect that y'all describing right now is through the roof.
Like it was cool, nigga.
Do you understand? Listen, that's like saying, I got $500 for you. I'ma stuff it in some shit. You gotta go pick through it and get it out. Cause at the end of the day, the nigga in me is going just I'ma dive all through this Alfredo and get these wings. I'ma pull the flats apart. I'ma eat these wings like I eat wings, nigga.
Cause I'm gonna do it too.
I'ma have Alfredo sauce paws all over my hands, nigga. Cause I'm eating these wings the way they're supposed to be ate. Y'all got me fucked up. If I'm gonna eat these wings any other way, than I normally eat them. You got me fucked up.
No, that's real. Nigga, that's real.
Who is giving these niggas the culinary?
The only people got culinary rights is Chef Rich and Nova the Star. There's only 2 people. Because they cook extremely well.
Because it's a ton of people online selling food like crazy now. And I get some of these people I know, and I know that they can cook. But if there's 100 niggas online right now selling dinners right now, only 2 of them niggas will probably show you a culinary degree.
Yeah.
Or can show you
That's why I fuck with them too.
Can show you where the health department done been in your kitchen. Any of that shit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
If you tossing whole ass wings into Alfredo, motherfucker, I'm not fucking
I don't fuck with you because your mama, something wrong with everything encompassing your whole life. Somebody made it okay. Somebody made it okay for you to put that shit in there, man.
It's a domino effect, nigga. Somebody said, you know what? That's cool. You should do that. No, motherfucker, you should not do
Nothing paused. Nobody paused. The whole kitchen didn't stop and look at you. Like, you know how the movies be? Like, what the fuck? They're like, and then,
I'm just, you know what? I'm just surprised nobody said, nigga, you should take the chicken off the bone if you're gonna fry. If you're gonna, basically what you just did,
that might have been better. It's almost like fry them up, season them up nice or whatever, and then like you said, pull it apart. That might have been a little bit better.
I don't like his mother. I don't like his brother. I don't like his father. I don't like nobody in his family. Nobody loves you, bro.
Guess what?
Nobody told you that wasn't
all
good.
them niggas got Alfredo on their fingers.
Oh, yeah, all of them.
So
they do love him. They do love him. They just pick through the Alfredo to get the wings. Maybe the nigga make good wings. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas can't resist.
Them wings are not the same once you toss them into a thing of Alfredo. I don't care what nobody say. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's not even. You right. You can't have garlic parmesan wings and Alfredo.
No,
not a parmesan wings.
No. And that's
well, you could put some garlic. Oh no, it's Alfredo wings.
Nope. That leads me to my point with tomorrow. I forgot I got to go in the office tomorrow. We got our monthly department meeting, and then afterwards it's supposed to be a potluck. And I was telling Playboy earlier.
What you taking? What you got to take? Cranberry sauce or some shit?
See, I'm not taking shit because I'm not eating they shit.
Man. See,
I'm glad we
Mo the most ornery nigga at work. Mo the only nigga ain't bring nothing to the potluck. All these white ladies bringing this crap pot.
As y'all look at the crew, if y'all wondering who cut Brainstorm here, that was
nigga. The lineup is ain't nobody benefit my lineup.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I would like to say this real quick. I was in the middle of cutting Brainstorm here, and this nigga said to me, I ain't eating shit. Them motherfuckers a little too friendly with their pets.
Oh my! You know what? I'm a little ornery. I still participate in potlucks at work. This nigga Mo take it to a whole nother level.
Fuck all of that. What did I tell you, Playboy? I said, you know what? I don't even really talk to a lot of them all like that. I'm just supposed to eat your food now? Like, bro, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm good. I just won't eat. See, I thought about trying to get out of the meeting tomorrow. I thought about just leaving or whatever, but it's like, I don't know how to get out of it, and I waited too late, and then the weekend came. So I don't even know how to get out of it now. So I just got to be there. See, it's a small clique of people I roll with in my department.
Right.
And I know they ain't gonna eat too much, so I ain't gonna look too bad or what. I know them, so I won't be like the only person sticking out like a sore thumb. But no, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with your food. If we sitting in the office and I hear you talking constantly about your dog Fido or whatever the fuck his name is and how much he's doing this and whatever, I know you ain't washing your hands after you petting Fido and all this other shit or whatever.
Piper.
Fido is fucking, you using him as a taste tester. Fuck all that shit. I'm done.
Taste this real quick.
Yeah, I'm done. If he don't bark and taste good, no, I'm good, man. I'm cool. I'm not fucking with the potluck tomorrow.
You know what you should do? You should just straight go in there with some motherfucking, what's it called? Sweet potato pie. And some motherfucking Fagos, nigga, and just take their mentality.
Nah,
shit.
Fuck all that, man.
Fuck with they mind real quick. They start selling it on Instagram.
Oh shit!
Real talk.
Well, I'm happy for you, Dev, that you take part in the
I do, man.
And in the potlucks at work. I'm not fucking with them. And again, I'm glad we're on YouTube because I can say that with a lot more confidence because I know y'all ain't gonna ever see this on YouTube. I'm not eating y'all fucking food.
It's somebody named Nancy in there right now. Like, I fucking see you, mom. She'll give you a dirty look. You know she ain't gonna really approach you tomorrow.
Right.
She probably just gonna put it on a plate and bring it to me. Like, here, try this.
Here's the plate. She'll say something real slick. Like, your friends ate a lot more than you thought. You like, what the fuck you mean?
Sit them up.
Your small clique ate more.
Sit a plate in front of me if you want to.
Fix yourselves a plate. Brainstorm, we know you already don't want any.
A lot of shit to make you stop and be like, bitch, did you listen to that?
Sit a plate in front of me if you want to. I'm gonna have a spasm and knock that shit on the floor.
Oh, Mo, you don't know what the people doing in the back of the restaurant. They could be back there picking their nose.
I used to work at a restaurant, so look, our spot wasn't terrible. I didn't see people picking their nose. I keep saying that all the time, but I know that working in a restaurant, being a bartender and stuff, I know that it's just human nature to do a lot of shit that happens and whatever.
Right.
Nah. Nancy never did like you, Johnson.
Here come the Johnson boys.
It's the Johnson boys about to sign off. Remember, again, this Saturday coming up, we'll be down at Chicago Chicken and Waffles, downtown Cleveland. 12 to end of the game.
If you in the chat, you go on. If you feel like saying it, go ahead and put I don't know, an OH in there if you're coming down to rock with us, man.
But like I said, come kick it with us. Just come have a meal with us real quick. Have a couple drinks, and it should be a good time. So we hope to see y'all out there this Saturday, Chicago Chicken and Waffles at noon downtown. So
he said Nancy ain't gonna say shit. She's gonna be like the number 4 letter U and slide your plate on the table, nigga. What's this real quick? Jerry said that they don't potluck, they order food. That's the way it should be. Like our department, Moby's delivering that shit.
Wouldn't that be fucked up? But she's like they order food. Our department used to do that all the time. They would always like kind of have something. At one point, they would kind of have food just come in. So I don't do the potluck thing. I'm just like, I remember for Christmas last year we had like food that came in and people still brought some side dishes or whatever. I ate the food that came from the regular place. I'm not fucking with y'all shit.
Like my company does on Christmas they do a
that's how you end up in a sunken place.
Sunken place. My company do a catered.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a potluck. That's like an American tradition. Like, bro, I can go to y'all house or whatever. Like, a potluck ain't a bad thing. Like, we know how to cook.
Yeah.
We've been at events and we know everybody bring a dish. Anything like that. We're good. We're good.
You just said white people don't cook the same.
I'm not saying it's all about the whites. I'm not saying it's all about the whites. I'm just saying that some people are a lot more friendly with their pets than we are. And I'm not with it. It's not all about the whites. So, anyway.
Shit, I'm about to say something real foul, but I ain't gonna even say it.
No, we're not doing it.
We're
not doing it tomorrow. If I'm not here on the podcast on Sunday, if I'm not at the event on Saturday,
it's because you ate that shit yesterday.
I ate that shit tomorrow.
It's a shame they did the brains.
And on that note, man, we gonna wrap this shit up, man. Playboy, let them know where they can find you. Give them all your shit.
Oh man, at the end of the day, it's Playboy the DJ, man. Playboy DADJ. You can find me on Instagram, Playboy_James3. You can find me on Facebook under my government. If you know me, then you know me.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
And then you can find me on Twitter, man. Playboy_DA_DJ, man. I'm out this boy.
Right. Dev, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, Real Big Dev 216, man. Say it every week, man. I really, really, really mean it. If anybody told you recently, for real, man, I love you. For tuning in, listening, rocking with us, being yourself, man, I love you, man. If you don't love me back, it's cool. What I'm going to do, man? It's the Real Big Dev 216 everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes. MTV said, Nancy damn sure pressed thumbs down on this shit. Hey, it is what it is. We don't talk to the whites anymore. Well,
Oh, shit.
We have to edit that part out.
Fuck that.
All right.
He said edit the white. He said he don't fuck with the whites. I'm going to keep saying the whole show. They gonna bring that up. They gonna be about to give us a deal or something somewhere. They gonna be like, I think one of your co-hosts doesn't
fuck with the whites.
The whites.
It's gonna be in the damn meeting tomorrow. It's gonna be on the slide in the PowerPoint tomorrow in the meeting. So one of our members doesn't fuck with the whites.
They gonna pause the goddamn shit and be like,
it's gonna be me like this.
In other business, we got something we need to address real quick.
He don't want to eat our food and he don't fuck with us.
Right.
Let's get him.
The last message I just saw is April said, in all caps, my gift card. April, we are about to email you this gift card.
No, the hell we ain't. Did you just see my money in the pocket? I took it. No, we gonna email it to you.
All right, so it's coming. We got you.
Let me get this right now.
Yeah, it's coming. We got you. We're sorry about that, but we got you. All right, I am DJ Brainstorm. Remember, email the show, DMST16@yahoo.com. Feedback, questions, things you want us to discuss on the show. If you follow us on Apple Podcasts, remember to leave us I haven't said this in a while, leave us a review. I don't think we had a review in a while. So if you follow there, if you listen to the show there throughout the week, go ahead and leave us a review. Other than that, you also can find us on SoundCloud. Leave us messages on there. The Stitcher app and the TuneIn Radio app. Again, this Saturday, Chicago Chicken and Waffles starting at noon. We'll be downtown. Come kick it with us. I am DJ Brainstorm. You can find me on all social media, DJ Brainstorm for you. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number 4, the yetter.
You can free your mind.